today I'm going to be picking my TBR for February. We're gonna be using my bookish game of cards, which I do make and sell for Etsy. So let's get our deck ready and get it together, and let's pick out some TBR books. Okay, I pulled up a random YouTube comment picker. I went back to my December TBR video because I had asked you all to pick the ratio of how I'm going to build my deck. So we're gonna hit start and we're gonna see what ratio we're doing for this month. Okay, so we've got 7 Patreon recommendations, 4 rewards, 9 reading to 0, 5 punishments, and 5 library. So I'm gonna go ahead and build my deck with those cards, and then we'll get started picking from the deck. All right, so I put my deck together here, and then I have my draw from deck. So we are going to do 5 books from my TBR game because I also have a buddy read for Patreon that I'll talk about, and I usually have one other book that is sent to me from my patrons. It's like my read of the month, and I usually have to read it that month, so we're gonna do 5 from my game. So first one, that's hilarious. It says Alvin chooses a card out of the deck. When you're ready, Alvin, I need you to pick a card from the deck for me.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Is it rolling?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you get to pick a card out of this deck. You can look and pick whatever you want. Oh, okay.
No, we're not sorry. You're not allowed to do that.
I'm not allowed. Oh, I don't even know what it is.
Read a book with an author who has the same first initial as you.
Oh, okay. What color?
Pink outline.
Pink. Okay, so that is on my shelf. First initial. So I gotta find an author with a J. Well, I have Jodi Picoult.
For Jackie.
For Jackie. Yeah. I think I'm gonna pick this because I want to use this for a cooking video this month.
Do it. This is what we were gonna make you do, but that's wrong.
Oh, walk backwards? Oh yeah. Not while I'm pregnant.
No, if you weren't, sure. 2 hours.
Okay, so that was this. Read a book with an author who has the same first initial as you. And I'm gonna do Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult because I also wanna do my bookish inspired cooking here in February, and I wanna use this because it has recipes in the back that use like honey and stuff like that. So that's gonna be a good one. Okay, draw from the top. So, oh man. Okay, so this is a punishment. It says to order a super complicated drink at Starbucks. So I am going to, in one of my reading vlogs, probably do this. I'm gonna have to order a really complicated drink, but also I don't even know any complicated drinks. So if you guys wanna put in the comments, like maybe your favorite drink and maybe it's like really complicated, and I'll order it because I'm also open to just trying out new things. Let's go ahead and pick draw from the top again. Okay, so this is a green card, which means the library, and it says water on the cover. I'm gonna pull out my phone and look at my Goodreads list that I have, like all the books that I've been wanting to get at the library, and we'll find one with water on the cover. Okay, so for water on the cover, I have All the Dangerous Things. This is at my library, so that is a good contender. I've heard a lot of people say that they've been liking it. I also have The Safe Place. That has water on the cover. There's also Summer of '69, but I feel like that's just way too summery, and I don't really feel like reading something like that in the moment. There's also Good Girl, Bad Girl, and this is by Michael Robotham, which I have only read 1 book by him, and I love it. It was a 5-star read a few years ago called The Secrets She Keeps, and I've been meaning to read more by him, so maybe I should try out. I don't know, this All the Dangerous Things sounds really good. The synopsis of this says, 1 year ago, Isabel's life changed forever. Her toddler son, Mason, was taken out of his crib in the middle of the night while she and her husband were asleep in the next room. I think I'm gonna do this one because it is a newer release. It sounds really good. A lot of people, I think, got it for Book of the Month last month, and they have been really enjoying it. It has a 4.25 star rating on Goodreads, so we're gonna try it out. I don't think I've read anything by this author before. Okay, so we gotta pick 3 more books. Let's see. Shuffle and pick the 3rd card. So we're gonna shuffle this. Okay, and we're gonna pick the 3rd card. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is a recommendation from one of my patrons. It is The Nothing Man. I believe that this is at my library, so I'll be picking this up. Okay, so this synopsis is, at the age of 12, Eve was the only member of her family to survive an encounter with a serial attacker, the Nothing Man. So I guess it's like a, yeah, serial killer kind of thing. So we'll try this one out. I've never read anything, I don't think, by this author either. So we got draw until you hit a book cover. Okay, so that means it's gonna be a Patreon recommendation. Oops. Okay, so here's a book cover. I'm actually really excited. I have been wanting to read this one for a really long time. This is A Day Like This. And this was recommended by a patron, and I actually have this on my shelf. So this one is, Annie has everything: a beautiful house, a loving husband, and an adorable daughter. It's a day like any other when she takes Hannah to the pediatrician, until she wakes hours later from a car accident. When she asks for her daughter, confused doctors tell Annie that Hannah never existed. This sounds absolutely amazing, and I am so excited. I've been wanting to read this one for a really long time, so I'm glad it finally got chosen. Okay, one more actual book. Draw from the bottom. Okay. Oh, it is a punishment. It says, read bad reviews of your favorite books on camera. That's actually a really good video idea. So I actually might have to do this video. So that is definitely gonna be saved. Draw 5 cards, look at them, put them face down, shuffle, and pick one. Okay, let me shuffle these back in here because these were when I was looking for the book cover. So put these back in. All right, we're gonna draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have, from my shelf, a book you're most excited to read. From my shelf, a book by a woman author. From my shelf, a turquoise cover. A reward, buy yourself 3 new books. Wow. And then a recommendation from a patron, Tyra, Sworn to Silence. So we are going to shuffle these, and I have to blindly pick one, which honestly, they're all really great. Like, I don't think there's any that I don't want. Buy 3 books, that's a nice reward though. Okay, we're just gonna pull up off the top. A book you're most excited to read, and this one is from my shelf. It is pink. So, a book I'm most excited to read. What have I been wanting to read from my shelf here? I know, I have a perfect one. Lena's gonna be so happy with me. I'm gonna read Appetite for Innocence by Lucinda Berry. I've been wanting to read this for a really long time, and Lena has been also wanting me to read it for a really long time. This one is really gonna be really dark. It says, a serial rapist is kidnapping teenage girls, but he's not interested in just any teen girls, only virgins. He hunts them by following their status updates and check-ins on social media. Once he's captured them, they're locked away in his soundproof basement until they're groomed and ready, and then he throws them away like pieces of trash. This, yes, this is gonna be a really good reading month. Okay, so those were the books that I picked from the actual game. I also will be reading Estetica for my Aardvark reading vlog, because I have been doing an Aardvark vlog every single month. So that way I actually read the books that I choose from that book subscription. This one I think is kind of like science fiction, and these people like do these surgeries in order to kind of like, I don't know, like get rebirth, spiritual transformation, like, I don't know. It's gonna be one of those like kind of sci-fi-ish books. It's about like plastic surgery and stuff, so I'm really excited. It is very short, but definitely keep an eye out for this reading vlog so that way you can see how I like it. I think the cover is very beautiful. The other 2 books I'm gonna be reading, I actually am doing 2 buddy reads in February for my patrons. The first one is going to be The Lies I Tell. I've never read anything by this author. I feel like I have a lot of new authors this month that I'm gonna be reading from. This one says it's a twisted con woman thriller about 2 women out for revenge, or is it justice? And then the other buddy read for this month is We All Want Impossible Things by Catherine Newman. I actually heard about this book originally from that one like magazine that I get from the library. I think it's called like Book Page or something. And it was talked about in there as like an upcoming release. But I think this is going to be a more emotional book. Edie and Ash have been best friends for over 40 years. They've gone through lots of different things together, including, it says, marriages, infertility, children, and then Edie is diagnosed with terminal cancer. So this should be a really good like breakup book for all of the thrillers that I feel like I have this month. So I'm really looking forward to reading those buddy reads and these other books that came from my TBR game. These are the ones that I physically had on my shelf, and then I'll be picking up the others at the library over the next week or so. All right, before we get going, don't forget that you can leave a comment down below in order for me to prepare for my March TBR. So just like I did before I put my deck together, you can pick my Patreon recommendations, my library, reading to 0, punishments, and rewards, and those just have to make a deck of 30. So you can pick whatever ratio you want, and then I will do a comment picker again for my March TBR. I hope you all enjoyed this video and seeing what my TBR game was going to choose. Don't forget, if you want to get your own TBR game, you can check out my Etsy store. I'll have it linked down below, but that is it, and I will see you all in another video soon. Bye everyone.